Can we start?
Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for the beautiful chanting. Let's continue reading from the Japa book by His Grace Bhurijana Prabhu. We are on the 16th chapter. Those who have the book, it's page number 102. Um, the section is titled as Preach, Taste and Distribute. The characteristics of Krishna are understood to be a storehouse of transcendental love. Although that storehouse of love certainly came with Krishna when he was present, it was sealed. But when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came with his associates of the Panchatattva, they broke the seal and plundered the storehouse to taste transcendental love of Krishna. The more they tasted it, the more their thirst for it grew. Sri Panchatattva themselves danced again and again, and thus made it easier to drink nectarian love of Godhead. They danced, cried, laughed, and chanted like madmen. And in this way, they distributed love of Godhead. In distributing love of Godhead, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates did not consider who was a fit candidate and who was not, nor where such distribution should take place. They made no conditions. Wherever they got the opportunity, the members of the Panchatattva distributed love of Godhead. Although the members of the Panchatattva plundered the storehouse of love of Godhead and ate and distributed its contents, there was no scarcity. For this wonderful storehouse is so complete that as the love is distributed, the supply increases hundreds of times. This is from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Lila 7.21 to 24. And for one who explains this supreme secret to the devotees, pure devotional service is guaranteed. At the end, he will come back to me. For one who explains this supreme secret to the devotees, pure devotional service is guaranteed. And at the end, he will come back to me. There is no servant in this world more dear to me than he, nor will there ever be one more dear. Bhagavad Gita, 18th chapter, 68th sloka and 69th sloka. Srila Prabhupada's purport to Bhagavad Gita 18.68: anyone who tries sincerely to present Bhagavad Gita as it is will advance in devotional activities and reach the pure devotional state of life. As a result of such pure devotion, he is sure to go back home, back to Godhead. And from the purport to Srimad Bhagavatam 7.6.24, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu therefore advised everyone to become a Guru-devotee, and preach Krishna consciousness. Yare dekha kare tare kahe Krishna Upadesha. That is the easiest way to realize the Supreme Personality of Godhead. By such preaching, the preacher becomes satisfied, and thus to whom he preaches are also satisfied. This is the process of bringing peace and tranquility to the entire world. So that's a section on how to be satisfied is by preaching Krishna consciousness to others. The speaker, the preacher, as well as the receiver both become satisfied, and brings peace and tranquility to the entire world. There's a last part of this chapter, just one paragraph. I'll read that. It's called Pray. Srila Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura pleads with his Lord in the mode of the fourth verse of the Shishtastaka. O Lord, this is my humble submission at your lotus feet. I do not ask from you sensual pleasure, learning, wealth, or followers. I do not beg for residence on the celestial planets, nor do I wish liberation from this mundane existence. Nor do I pray for the attainment of my mystic powers. Whatever birth I may obtain due to the faults of my previous worldly activities. I pray that I may sing the glories of your holy name, birth after birth. This is my only desire, O Lord. I submit it at your lotus feet, that unmotivated devotion to you may constantly awaken in my heart. As much attachment as I now have for worldly affairs, I pray that a similar degree of attachment may develop for your holy feet. I pray that my love for you may remain undisturbed both in misfortune and in prosperity, and that day after day it may increase by the power of an influence of your holy name. Be my life in heaven or in hell, be it as a bird or a beast, may devotion to you always remain within the heart of Bhaktivinoda. That ends the 16th chapter of this beautiful book, Japa. As much as attachment as I have towards the worldly affairs, I pray that a similar degree of attachment may develop to your holy feet. This is quite interesting because we have such a strong desire on the worldly affairs. Therefore, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is comparing that nothing can be more strong than the attachment and affairs that we have on the worldly thing. So let my spiritual Krishna conscious be of that level. Mm. He's not telling more than that. That means we are already so much more into this material affair. Therefore, nothing can be more than that. When rather he is telling, let me become like that in Krishna consciousness. That ends this particular chapter. We have 8 minutes. If anyone have anything to talk, share, discuss, let's see if there's any questions or discussions. If there's nothing, thank you all very much. Please, Shanta Mataji,
Hare
you can.
Krishna Prabhu. I have a question, bro.
Okay.
Today we are talking about the preaching, right, Prabhu? So, can you provide like different types of preachings, like maybe just outreach, or uh, can you talk about that?
Yeah, sure.
And
So,
how to prepare, like how to one?
yeah, so once what happened, this was Prabhupada's time when Prabhupada was um, Prabhupada told a new person, a new Western devotee who joined the temple just 1 week back. He told, tomorrow you give the Bhagavatam class. This person just joined the ashram maybe 1 week or so, and that person has not much of understanding, have not read much. But then Prabhupada said, you give the Bhagavatam class tomorrow. And that person said, Prabhupada, I just joined, I don't know much. How can I give class tomorrow morning? And Prabhupada said, do you know who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead? And that person said, Krishna. Yeah, that's all. The class is over. Just give the class and tell that who Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna is. And Krishna will give you necessary intelligence and whatever is needed for you to speak. So likewise, when we depend on Krishna's mercy, then Krishna will make us speak. If we depend on our own strength, then we are depending on our strength, which may be strong today, which not be strong tomorrow. Many factors are involved. So that's a foundation of how we have to preach. Foundation is depending on Krishna's mercy. Anytime we give classes, anytime we go to book distribution, anytime we cook, anytime we do any services, we are completely depending on Krishna's mercy. The topic now on your question is what about the preaching part? How do we prepare? So keep this as a foundation. For this foundation is the base for every services that we do. We are depending on Krishna's mercy. If Krishna doesn't want, he will just take us out of the service. If Krishna wants, he gives service. So it's all Krishna's mercy. That's the number one point. In that mode, when we try to get engaged, then Krishna will be pleased and wonderful things will happen. So that's the base. Now, what do we do with the preaching? Preaching can be done like in a official way, like how you all give class, we all give class. Preaching can be done in a subtle way, where not necessary it has to be hardcore way of giving a class. It could be by our examples. In first sense, by example, that we set an example in our workplace or in our among our devotees or among our family members, among our friends. We just give them an opportunity to learn that we are practicing something by our behaviors. That's number two. Number three is that time, place, and circumstances. Based on the time, place, and circumstances, we deliver messages in such a way it's acceptable to those people at that time and that circumstances. Uh, we don't, if someone is really in a miserable situation, someone passed away in their life, and you're just going to meet them and talk to them, you don't go and tell them, Krishna consciousness is something that you become detached from everything and give away everything, therefore, give your property to Krishna. Give some donation to. You don't talk about donation when someone has passed away. That's not we do. So the time, place, and circumstance how we deliver is very important. So so that people get attracted to the message of Krishna consciousness. Okay, that's the essence. If someone is in a particular way, that a circumstance that you want to know, or is just a general question?
General question, Prabhu. And also, suppose if you go out, if you see outside, I mean, new people also, how to, because that is also preaching. only. It's not official preaching, but
Go to book distribution or go generally as we go outside we see, right?
yeah.
Okay, so here's the thing. Once when I go outside, what I think myself or family, when they were having tilak, and then in a store someone saw, oh, is there a Krishna temple here? I see that you're wearing this one, right? And then we said yes, and that's that person started coming. Now, it didn't become a devotee, but they started coming. That family started coming to the temple. This was few years back. And then sometimes we carry some Prabhupada's little small books, the small books. And when we get a chance, we encounter with someone, we can give as a gift to this person, this is a small book. I'd like to give it to you. Something like that we can do. Those are the things. And if you get more chance to talk to people when you get into the some sort of parties or gatherings and things, mm, then that's another opportunity to tell them about our functions and programs, and the online programs that we have, different things to get them connected. So preaching is not necessary giving a class, is just getting them connected to Krishna. So whatever way that we can do that one, we'll do. And then gradually from when they get connected to Krishna, Prabhupada, and slowly then we get to the next level of, inviting them home or talking them or calling for prasadam, and all the different things comes into the picture. Is it okay?
Yeah, sure, Prabhu.
The very first thing is that we have to become a trustable people. Then everything develops from there. We have to be trustable. People should see, I can trust this person. He is not saying something and doing something, right? He is genuine. So these things are only people will watch these things, and he is friendly. Uh, those are the some of the things will make people come closer to us again and again and again. Some people have this naturally. Some people have to work on it. Some people who doesn't have that thing, then some people they will work. They not necessarily they all have to go and give class or preach or thing. But based on their nature, they take up their respective service. If someone is really a short-tempered person, definitely the short-tempered person cannot be a one who can work on the congregational development. It's not going to work. People are going to get upset, angry. A person who does not know how to do financial aspect, how to save money and spend properly, and this, that person cannot be able to be in a fundraising or a financial department. He cannot, because that's not his area. He is a spendthrift already. Then how can he do this one? He get engaged in other services. So one has to understand their weakness also and see where is my strength, and then accordingly they do. Not that because Krishna said in 68 and 69 that you'll become more dear to me if you preach. But if your nature is not like that, then you're going to, by going talking to people, you're rather than making them comfort, if you're going to make them scared, then better we don't do that one. We pray to Krishna and we associate with the devotees who are preaching to learn how to do this. So it's not that it is the end of the life. If we have a strong desire that yes, I also want to go out and preach, I also want to make devotees, then we continuously associate with those people who are good in doing those things and learn the skills from them. And we also try to do start from a small scale. That's it. And another thing is, we may have all the skills. Here's another interesting point. We may have all the skills, but we may have a fear in our heart. What will people think? What will happen if I speak to them about Krishna consciousness? Will my relationship go away? These fears will come. There's another level of fear that people have. Even they may be initiated, they may be coming to temple, they may be doing all the services, but when it comes to speaking about Krishna to their neighbors, their friends, and others, they feel somewhat hesitant to do that one. Then that is also a problem of bodily thing, that we are thinking, identifying ourselves, on our body and relationship and what will happen to this one. So that's okay, but eventually we have to come out of that one, and then slowly when opportunity comes, we also start preaching to them. We have to wait for the right moment to start preaching to them, but the fear should not stop us preaching Krishna consciousness. If we have, Krishna has given us that ability to speak, then we should not hide and shy away from these sort of fears. We have to speak to the level and to the degree that people can accept it a little bit and little bit and little bit and little bit. That is the secret and technique that we must use in Krishna consciousness. We don't go and tell them, give up your family life, it's all Maya, it's not this, and Krishna is the only. We don't tell all this thing to new people, right? Anyway, anything else? I think it's 5:32. If you have any further questions, we can discuss more. Is it okay, Shanta Mataj? Little bit insight
Yeah.
on this?
Yes, Prabhu. Yes,
Okay.
thank you, Prabhu. Because there is a statement that everyone has to be a preacher and a devotee. So, yeah.
Yeah, preacher can be by verbally, by action also. And a verbal thing is what has been explicitly mentioned. Go out and speak Krishna about me, and whatever I taught you, go and tell about this to others. That we can do also. If we can do, we have to do. We definitely have to do, and we have to make sure ourselves we are able to do in a present in a right way. That's a point. We don't want to become appear like a fanatic people in front of others. These are fanatics. These are all cult. So we have to be keep away from this. We don't want to have people frightened from our presence over there. We do never. That's the last thing we want to do. People are afraid to come in front of us. That's the last thing we want to do. So we have to preach in a very, very careful way. So yes, we all have to preach. It's just staying within our four walls is not going to be helpful also. In some way or other, we preach to people whomever we come in contact the best way that we can. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Ashok Prabhu, can you please stay back? Everyone else can drop and recording can be stopped. Thank you.